10 pets that killed their owners. Hey there, YouTube. Now you love your pet, am I right? Think about all the fond memories and cute little stories about them that you would share at a family dinner. You may even have a better relationship with your pet than with other humans. However, there is a possibility that your pet isn't as loyal as you think, and at any moment your dog, cat, T-Rex, whatever random animal you decide to domesticate could snap and attack you for no reason at all. So to make you paranoid in your own home, here's 10 times someone has been killed by their pet. Let's begin, shall we? Number 10. Dog shoots his owner. Our first story is the definition of a freak accident. Perry Alvin Price was a high school math teacher who loved to hunt so much even when hunting with his former student, Daniel Groberg. One day after shooting a goose and losing track of it, Price went to his truck to release his tracking dog, Arthur. However, suddenly, his partner Groberg heard a bang from within the truck and rushed over to find Price shot in the thigh and bleeding rapidly. Groberg drove Price to the hospital, who died shortly after from severe blood loss. A forensics report found muddy paw prints on Price's shotgun, matching that of Arthur. Price's sister later said the dog was always anxious to hunt and was likely jumping around. The saddest part of this story is Arthur will never understand why his master isn't coming back home. But don't worry, the next killer animal on this list isn't as innocent, so you don't have to feel as bad for it. Oh, poor Arthur, I just want to give him some kibble, poor little guy. Number 9. Medicate Diablo. The irony of this pet's name couldn't have been more cruel. 25-year-old Amanda Ruth Black worked in the reptile department of Pet Paradise and owned several snakes, including a boa constrictor. However, the cause of her death was a 13-foot tiger reticulated python named Diablo. Black had tried to medicate Diablo by using a syringe to squirt medicine into his mouth when he attacked, strangling her to death. When her husband returned from the Navy, he found his wife's body lying underneath a whiteboard that eerily read, "Medicate Diablo." According to the husband, Diablo despised having to take medicine just like any other little kid. Although tiger pythons are more docile than other snakes, 2 people are needed to administer medication to those over 8 feet, which Diablo was well over. No matter how trained one can be with an exotic animal, there is always a chance to be caught off guard. Number 8. Hoarder of Horrors. When neighbors smell something strange coming from an apartment, it can be more than just bad food. 30-year-old German hoarder Mark Vogel never let any visitors into his home. This was mostly because Vogel collected spiders, reptiles, poisonous frogs, snakes, and, well, even termites. When authorities were alerted to his apartment from a smell that must have been even worse than the usual smell, they discovered the scene of a real-life horror film. They found Vogel's body was being consumed by around 200 spiders, thousands of termites and lizards, and to make you even more horrified, there are bugs coming out from within his nose and mouth. Yeah, I would be sorry, but it's Halloween, so you gotta expect spoopy stuff. It was later discovered that his pet black widow spider that he had named Patina killed him with a deadly bite. After several days, the creepy crawlers escaped their cages and began eating the guy that fed them. Just imagine walking into that crime scene. I feel worse for the cops than for the hoarder, and you probably feel worse for yourself for even daring to listen to this story. Ooh, so spooky, Halloween, ooh. Number 7. Cocaine Canine. The BBC is known for their beautiful nature documentaries, but when a dog eats cocaine, the results aren't very natural. Mario Peravotias came home one night after consuming cocaine while filming a BBC documentary called Drugs Map Britain. He suffered from a seizure due to complications from the drugs, which made his dog, a Staffordshire Bull Terrier named Major, suddenly attack him. The rest of the film crew tried to fight off the dog and call an ambulance, which led to them being trapped for 30 minutes, 10 of them because the police couldn't get the door open. When Major was captured, a toxicology report showed he had consumed cocaine and morphine. This is why you should always listen to your pet when it's hungry. Number 6. Revenge of the Tiger. This next story may just be nature's way of saying that some animals just belong in the wild. 66-year-old Norman Bullwalda was the chairman of the Canadian Exotic Animal Owners Association, which basically fought for the right to have lions and tigers as pets. If you're like me and you actually do have common sense, you can see where this story is going from a mile away. After a boy was mauled by the Siberian tiger in Bullwalda's home during what was supposed to be a cute photo, his neighbors petitioned for a new law to prohibit people from owning exotic animals. Surprisingly though, Bullwalda fought for this and won. However, just for a moment. A few years later, he entered the cage of one of his tigers and was randomly mauled to death. If Bullwalda had lost his right he had fought for his entire life, he would still be alive today. I guess he would have preferred going out this way anyways. Good for you, Bullwalda.
Authorities say Bullwalda went into the tiger's cage to feed it. Moments later, a family member discovered his body along with the 660-pound animal pacing nearby.
Number 5. Unqualified Love. 50-year-old Sandra Piovason once told a neighbor she was so devoted to her pets that they gave her unqualified love. These pets were the 9 hybrid wolf dogs that mauled her, causing her to bleed to death. But before this inevitable death, Piavison had her entire backyard dedicated to her dogs, featuring a plastic playhouse and a replica igloo, where anyone could watch them play. She was so dedicated to them, she even fed them a roadkill deer with the help of a neighbor. A police officer who frequented her house due to noise complaints stated that the backyard was big enough for dogs, but far too small for wolves. Maybe if she naturally selected a man for herself, she wouldn't have had mutated wolves to keep her company. Oh man, I feel like that joke was in bad taste. Ugh, sorry about that. Number 4. Infected by a cat. Definitely the least intimidating animal on the list, but it should still put you on edge. A 68-year-old man died from an infection due to his cat's bite. After reporting himself to the hospital reporting abdominal pain and sudden weight loss, which the doctors dismissed, he instead was treated just for the 4-inch wide bite his cat had given him on his thumb. A common bacteria that resides in the mouths of pets caused the infection, but due to the man's suppressed immune system due to alcoholism, the antibiotics did not help. Later it was found that the bacteria caused an aneurysm in his aorta, causing him to die of septic shock. Now that is some bad luck, but for the rest of us, this type of case is so rare that the doctors wrote up a case study for it in a world journal, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. Also stay away from alcohol, kids. It doesn't do you any good in the long run. Number 3. Dalai Lama. Of all the pets listed on this list, a llama has to be the most random one of the bunch. How this 74-year-old woman even got one is beyond me, but of course it was the cause of her death. Florence Lehanon had many pets, but her most cherished was her llama, Baby Doll. One day she was in a yard with a friend and Baby Doll ran to greet her. The llama slipped on the grass and crashed into her owner, causing her to die of a head injury later that night. Well, unlike most of the elderly, at least she went out with a bang. I didn't make that joke. That was written. Please don't hate me.
Florence Lenahan had many animals, but there was one llama she raised and cared for like it was her child. In a tragic accident, it was this same llama that collided with Lenahan earlier this week, knocking her down outside her home. But there was one llama in particular, Baby Doll, that was always special to Florence. It was earlier this week when Florence just arrived home. Baby Doll ran up to greet Florence like always, but this time the llama slipped in the wet grass, colliding into her. Florence died in the hospital Tuesday. Friends say her legacy will live on through all the animals she helped. Some of her pets, including dogs and cats, arrived today at the Delaware County Humane Society. Now, the Delaware County Humane Society hopes to have the cats and dogs up for adoption by next week. It's also hoping to find new homes for the horses, cows, and llamas, including the llama that accidentally collided with Lenahan. Live in the newsroom tonight, Justin Moss, 10 TV News.
Number 2. Teddy Bear. Kellyanne Waltz cared for a mountain lion, a tiger, but it was her aptly named cub turned 350-pound bear, Teddy. So wait a minute. She got a lion, a tiger, and a bear. You know what? I'm not gonna make the joke. It's too easy. Too easy. Not gonna make the joke. I probably shouldn't make the joke either way because Teddy was the death of her. One night she was cleaning Teddy's cage as she usually did by throwing food at him to distract him when he decided he wanted a change in the menu. He mauled her, leaving her neighbor Scott Castone to attempt to save her by shooting the bear dead. She died from the attack, which was witnessed by her children. Castone later said in the 10 years he's lived across from Waltz, the animals had never been a problem, for Waltz was permitted to display and even sell the exotic animals. All that can be said of this is, if a human can snap one day, what makes a wild animal any less likely? Oh my. Okay, yeah, I did make the joke. Number 1. Hungry Hippo. If your pet is known for killing calves and chasing people, it's probably a good idea to listen to them when they say it can never be tamed. However, that didn't stop ex-Army Major and farmer Marius Els, who was bitten to death by the 1.2-ton hippo he adorably named Humphrey. Now, for a little bit of a backstory, Humphrey the hippo was already notorious for chasing a grandfather and his grandson on a canoeing trip into a tree. However, it was Els' conviction that he and his hippo had a relationship that others wouldn't understand. That connection ended when Els' body was found one day, submerged in the river where the hippo had been rescued from a flood as a baby. You can find a video of a joyous Els and Humphrey on YouTube where he can be seen feeding, petting, and riding the hippo. It does make you wonder what Humphrey really thought of his caretaker as he played along with his love for him. All I want is a hippopotamus for Christmas. No, you don't, kid. You do not want a hippopotamus. It'll eat you. That's our truly tragic list of 10 people who were killed by their pets. Which one of these killer animals do you think would win in an all-out Godzilla-style fight? Leave us a comment and please like and subscribe for more videos as interesting as this one. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all future content produced by us here at Top 5 Best. Thanks for watching and we'll see you all again soon. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to go bring in my brand new pet T-Rex. He's just a big old ball of sunshine. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. Later, guys!